everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of the Peach and Wine podcast.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's topic, guys, it's very interesting. Welcome back again. So, guys, today's topic actually, we would like to have someone on a different episode to talk about it with us, because today we're just going to give kind of our insights, because we were talking about it and we were like, that's something we should address, and maybe someone will be brave enough to appear on the podcast and tell us exactly how they feel about it. So today's topic is actually, let's talk about men's feelings. It sounds weird because we're not men, but we're going to talk about it from our perspective, like from our standpoint, which is why we would love to have someone to come here and tell us you guys are wrong or like you guys are right, because we actually want to know from you men out there.
Yeah.
What's popping? So, Peach, are you ready?
Everybody.
Well,
yes, I am.
everybody's ready. So, first of all, I wanted to talk to Peach about, well, not really talk about it. I wanted to have like her kind of her thoughts on that specific topic, because I was thinking about it with my sister, and we were actually, the topic came out because she was telling me about, I mean, not just her, we were talking about the podcast. Do you remember the podcast that we made about men and female friendship,
Yeah.
and because she was listening to it, and then she came to me and she's like, actually, so she started talking about her personal experience with her friends, and like how they were for one of them, I think it was just a genuine friendship at the beginning, and then started developing feelings, or for the other one it was like right away came out at her, and so on. So we were talking about it, and as she was talking, I was like, hold on a minute. There's something that we never talk about. We never talk about how men feel when they are being rejected. We never talk about how they feel when we say no, and not just about when we say no. The way we say no, how we say no, what are we saying? Like, how does that affect them?
How does it?
Like,
how do they
mentally,
take it?
physically. Well, I'm not gonna say physically, like mentally, or with their self-esteem. What does it do to it? So, and she just paused and she was like, actually actually that's not a stupid question, because usually as human beings we tend to be selfish. Sometimes we just think about our own feelings, especially females. You see a guy coming to you and you feel like, I'm not attracted to him whatsoever, physically or emotionally or whatever. So you're just going to be like, I'm talking about like me personally. I changed, of course, because I'm grown now.
Yeah, exactly. We change because we're grown now.
Yeah, but I used to be so rude with, like, I'm gonna say boys, because like when I was a little younger, I used to be so rude with them that I feel like when I was talking about it, I was like, what if that actually made someone hate women? So, Peach, I wanted to ask you, have you ever thought about it? And if so, how did you feel about it?
Well, honestly, before you actually like came up with the question, if I ever thought about it,
Me too. I've never
no.
before that day.
if I ever thought about it, I'll say, with all honesty, no.
Mm-hmm.
And then um, I changed, but for real, when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
until maybe like 24,
Yeah.
I used to be like, you know what? See, first, I used to have the mindset that men are all the same, and I don't care
Mm.
about the feelings. Like, I don't care about, not in a way that I just don't care. I will be mean to them, because
Mm.
that wouldn't make sense. It's just like, whatever. It's gonna be me.
I think we just tend to believe men genuinely don't care.
Don't care exactly. But then, growing up, um, I mean, we see things differently, and then, well, I want to say, assume that we become more mature, and then we'll learn more. So recently, I've been caring. I
Mm-hmm.
say recently, honestly, because that was just recently.
Mm-hmm.
I've been caring about men feelings. And then again, you mentioned,
I think it came out of the fact that we do speak about men's mental health on the podcast,
yes, yes, yes,
and
yes,
it does help a
yes,
lot.
yes. Hmm. And then, yeah, and when I say recently, I want to say that's actually right when we started the podcast. So like
Mm-hmm.
last year,
Yeah.
I started to like meaningful think
Mm-hmm.
about how they can feel because when we say things a little rough, or
Mm-hmm.
just because I know myself. And then, like, here in the house, people, they call me, oh, the tough woman. I'm not even that tough, but anyway. They call me the tough woman for this reason. Like, I'm just, people will say that I'm so raw, and I don't think that I am raw, but it's, see, that's the
That's a
thing. People
first
will
daughter
have their
instinct.
views. Yeah. So they'll have their view. When I say people, let's talk, because we're talking about men.
Mm-hmm.
Some men, my friends, and then I have a relationship with men. So let's say in general, they will tell me that, yeah, you are raw,
Mm-hmm.
straightforward. You just say things the way, like, you just say things the way you think is best for you. And then I had a situation when I was told that I make things about me. And I was like, no, I don't do that. But then later on, when I think about it, I said, okay, I need to try to actually listen and kind of care of what, like, how they feel, what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't, in my mind, it's just, okay, what I say is always right. And
Yeah.
I will low key care less. Not that I'm doing it consciously. That's the thing. I'm like, maybe it's just like, it's not an excuse that I'm trying to find, but maybe we're just born
Mm.
this way.
I
Maybe we're
know
just
that
born
it's
this
weird.
way. Try to put what we say first, because
Mm-hmm.
we think that what us women want, most likely, is the best. We want the best for,
Yeah.
you see, our partner, our brothers, our
Mm-hmm.
friend, male friend, but it's not necessarily what's going to be the best thing for them.
That's true.
Yeah. So, um,
So
now I want you to repeat your question, because I don't know if I answered your question.
you did actually you
Yeah, I
did.
did.
The
Okay.
question was, have
Okay.
you ever thought about it? You
Mm-mm.
basically said that it changed, but
It changed. Yeah,
I
that's just
wanted to
recent, guys.
add on to what you said, because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, okay, even though you were trying to be neutral, but I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you also blamed yourself a lot. But I want to make it clear that when, like what you said, when we do things, it's not that we do it because we want to hurt men. It's
Yes.
like we genuinely think that they don't care because they
Yeah.
don't necessarily show how they feel all the time, you know? So it's hard for someone to
Exactly.
just read and be like, oh, maybe if I said that to my man, that pissed him off. They're just going to play it out. They're just going to be like, okay, fine, whatever you said, you know?
Yeah.
But there's also instances where they actually said something, because I remember I used to date that guy, right?
Uh-huh.
And one day he randomly told me, why do you like to push people away? And I was like,
Oh.
excuse me, what did you say? Like I said to the kids, like, what did you say to me, sir? Excuse me. What did you say? I was like, why would you say that? And he's like, yeah, I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but like every time someone is actually approaching you with genuine intentions, you do everything to push them away.
Push them
And
away.
I'm like, huh, I have never seen it like that. But,
Exactly. Yeah,
and
see, the way you say like that, that's
yeah,
me.
I was
That's
like,
so
I've
me.
never seen it like that. And that's actually
Yeah.
the first time. I'm not going to say that I thought about what we say, but it's the first time that I actually thought about um the things that I do that might come off a little weird, you know. And I brushed it off because I was like, bro, you do worse than me.
See, that's the thing.
So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just
I'll be
brushed it
like,
off
yeah,
like that,
whatever.
you know. But now thinking back about it and thinking about his exact words, that means that I must have done something that really hit him in a way for him to be like, why is she doing all that for, you know? And usually it's not even something that I do on purpose. It's just me being normal, me being me. Like Peach said, I'm raw. When I talk to people, I say what I say, say what's in my mind. And I'm not
Yeah.
trying to make friends. I'm trying to make a point. If I have to say something, I'll say it the way I feel I need to say it. And sometimes it's not always the right thing to do. And I know I'm trying to work on it. So please, guys, bear with me. And also, another thing that made me realize that it might sometimes be unfair for us, it's actually when I took my when I did my health and life coach certification, because part of my training was life coach certification. And in my life coach, bear watch what I'm gonna say, Peach. Watch clearly. I'm supposed to coach people on finances, relationship, career, and religion, which all of them I already failed at that. Like I failed at everything. My relationship, like my relationship life is a disaster. My finances, disaster.
Oh, my.
What do you say? My career, it's all over the places. And my what was the last one again? Religion. Actually, I kind of got religion a little bit. But so imagine me trying to coach someone in like marriage. So it's a doom thing already. So that's why I focus on the life, the health side, you know. But normally I have all the tools to be able to help, like let's say a couple
Generally,
that's
everyone.
facing hardship or whatever. I have everything. Or like if you want to change your career or whatever, I have all the tools to help people. It's just that I don't feel comfortable doing it yet because I'm not there yet myself, you know. So just to come back to this, it was just like a little pin on in the sky.
Yeah, that's okay.
So just to come back and say that this is also one of the times that I realized that we do not really put men's feelings first, because when I was learning about coaching in relationships and marriage, it had to do a lot with communication between both partners. and a lot with active listening, like we talked about all the time. Like it had to
Mhm.
do a lot with sometimes women just sitting and listening to what their partner had to say about what's going on.
Mhm.
Because usually, even
Mhm.
in a relationship, we tend to always guilt trip men. Like, even if it's our fault, they're going to be the one ending up apologizing for whatever the situation may be, you
Yes,
know?
come on
And
now.
a lot of women
Mhm.
sometimes, that's something that I'm kind of proud in some way, because I did have to work a lot on that. Like when I'm in the relationship and when something is not going good and
Mhm.
we have a fight or whatever, and we get to that level where okay, we figure out why the fight started at the first place.
Mhm.
And then if my partner is like, "Okay, I'm sorry because that's not what I wanted to do," or whatever, that's not what I tried to portray, I'm going to
Mhm.
go ahead and do the same thing just out of respect for my partner and because I
Yes.
know it's the right thing to do. I will
Yeah.
also apologize to him and be like, hey, I apologize too because I could have handled it differently than what I did, you know?
Mhm.
So it all, with all the training that I did, and then I started realizing like, maybe we don't think about it enough. And me being me, like I said, being raw and saying things that I said, and like I think I said it about when we spoke about what we want in relationships. I
Mhm.
said I was a very strong spirit. Like I would say what I have to say. But now thinking about it, say what I said, like learning about men's feelings and how to interact in the
Mhm.
relationship
Mhm.
actually helped me a lot in a way where before I didn't used to apologize. As long as you apologized, I'm good, bro. That's it. That was it. That was the end of it. Like you apologized, that was your fault. I
Listen.
got upset because of you because you said something or you did
Yeah,
something,
like
you know.
in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm always right. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
And as I'm like, I don't know. I was convinced, and I know for a fact that I was not always right. Now that I
Mhm.
think of it,
Mhm.
but back then,
Exactly.
I was like, no, I
You're
didn't do
100%
anything
sure, like
wrong.
you can
I'm just
definitely
trying to
put
help.
your hand
Exactly.
in the fire. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
I was right. You did me wrong, so you have to apologize.
Yeah.
But we
See,
never
I don't
even
know.
stopped to say, "Oh, what did I actually do to make him act like that or
Yes.
think like that?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. So I didn't want to cut you off, but see, I mentioned that on a previous podcast
mhm.
about having I mean it's actually a whole different topic though,
Mhm.
about just trying to live a peaceful
Life.
um how advice or actions what we
Yeah.
do to have a peaceful
Mhm.
life. So I mentioned something about the fact that I realized that I wasn't a good listener.
Mhm.
And when I say recently, I just learned that with my partner. Like he was explaining me something, right? I don't know exactly what was, but it doesn't matter anyway. So he was explaining me something, and then I'm here trying to figure out why he's feeling this way. Like he shouldn't. Like I was just emphasizing on the fact that no, you shouldn't feel that way. Let's say just I'm just gonna find something, like just an example. Let's say he hurt himself and then he hurt so bad he's crying. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't cry because you're grown. So instead of me trying to just calm him down and, pat his shoulder and be like, you know what? Don't worry, you'll be fine. I was just like, no, you don't have to cry. You're grown. So the type of interaction I had. Like he's
Mm.
just explaining something to me, and then and first of all, he didn't want to explain it right away. So I'm here forcing him. I'm like, tell me now what's going on. And you know me. So so then he'll go ahead and tell me whatever's happening. And even that, after him telling me what's happening, instead of just being like, you know what, all right, that's okay. Let's just, calm down, talk about something else, and then we'll figure out something later. I was just like talking about some other things that will make him even more even more upset, even though he was trying so hard not to show it. But I could feel it. I'm like, bro, what am I doing wrong? I'm here trying to help you. And then he said, can you just listen? I was like, okay, I'm listening. Can't you see that I'm listening? And then somehow, well, we did um we still tried to, hold it off, and then bam, we hang up the call. But then later on, I will, and then, oh, hold on. And then I talked to my little sister too. She's my little diary. I said, hold on. I did something. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I think I'm right. So I'm explaining the situation to my baby, to my sis, and she said, girl, just relax. You're doing too much. He just wanted you to listen to him. You should have just listen, and then you'll come back to find the solution now. Eventually, you will, because he will always come back to you, most likely, especially if you know your partner. He'll most likely come back to you and then try to tell you what's going on and how he fixed the problem. So I'm like, oh yeah, you were right. And then I felt weird. I was like, okay, I didn't care about, because he felt bad. It was a situation where I don't know, he wasn't feeling like, he wasn't himself. So he wasn't as joyful, playful. He was just like weird. And I was just focusing on that. I was like, I wouldn't care of, honestly, I would not intentionally, not even consciously, that I was not caring on how it felt, how he felt in the moment. I was just like, I'm telling you this, just do that. I was just caring about what I was trying to achieve instead of focusing on his feeling then when he talked to me about, when he was sharing his emotion. And that comes to what you just said. When they actually share, that's when we're worse. We don't pay attention, and then we don't, again, not on purpose, but most likely we don't care as much when they actually share their emotions, their feelings. So
Well, I mean, it's actually sad because what
yeah,
you
no,
just
right?
said
Mm-mm.
reminded
I'm
me of
definitely
an
working on it.
instance where I was talking to that same guy who told me, why do you like to push people away? He one day he came back from work, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I was not also I wasn't in the mood of listening. But okay, I mean it's funny, but it shouldn't be. I should have just I should have just said, okay, maybe can we talk about it next time, or can we talk about it
Yeah.
later? But then I was just sitting. He came back from work, and we were just sitting on the couch and like talking, and he started ramping about his day at work, like what
Mm-hmm.
happened, like not
What happened and
actually his
stuff?
day, like his week, what happened with his coworker, like
Okay.
with
Mm-hmm.
things that, and genuinely you could feel, I could, that's one thing that I noticed, that he was
Mm-hmm.
genuinely upset about it, like it really
Yeah.
made him feel bad because of the interaction that he had. He was very disappointed or
Awful.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was, when I tell you, I zoned out completely. If today this guy asked me what he told me that day, When I tell you, I don't even know. I don't even remember one thing. I just remember what the topic was about because
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh no, not again." And
Oh,
then I feel bad, because
no,
I was
that's wrong.
he was genuinely, and mind you that if we're talking about, we're not even talking about just friends. We are in a
In a
relationship.
relationship. Hmm.
So I was like, I felt bad. Like every time I tell this story, I feel so bad for having that thing where I just zoned out when people talk to me. And I was like, that's a specific time when he, for sure, he needed me
Yeah.
because he needed someone
Yes.
to hear what he had to say. To,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he felt heard because I didn't say much. So maybe he did felt heard, but maybe he needed someone at that specific time to
Mhm.
reassure him and to be like, it's going to be okay. It was just a
Mhm.
bad day at work, or it was just a bad week, but things are going to work out or whatever. Like, I should have done more. And every time that I think about that story, I always think about
Mhm.
what an ass I was, and I could have just either said, can we talk about it at a different time, or fully being present.
Mhm.
Because when you reverse the situations, when it happens to me, I get so pissed. I get so upset. Like
Yeah, exactly.
when I talk to
Yeah.
someone and I'm trying
You're
to
not
say
listening,
something to you,
bro.
you're not listening. Like literally, I was on the phone with my best friend like yesterday
Mhm.
of the day that we're recording.
Mhm.
And I was telling him something specific. Like I gave him all the details of what I was doing or what I was about to do. And he was just like doing something on his phone. And I'm thinking he heard me.
Mhm.
And then next thing I know, when I'm getting ready to do the thing that I explained to him that I was about to do, he's like, "Oh, what are you about to do?"
You
And I'm like, "Nah, you playing." I'm like, "Nah, you playing because I gave you all the
the
details of what
details.
I am about to do and you didn't listen to any of it." And he's like,
Mhm.
"Well, just tell me again."
Mhm.
And I was so pissed. I was like, "No, I'm not
No,
telling
I'm
you
not
again.
telling you. Oh
I'm
my god,
not
that's
because
me. I'm
I
not.
I did spend my time to tell you in every detail and you didn't hear anything. So I'm not." So then I felt about it. I thought about it and I'm like, I'm glad he didn't figure out that I wasn't listening. But I felt bad because I'm like, how would I react if that happened to me?
Yeah.
Especially
Mhm.
when you are in a vulnerable situation and you're trying to really
Exactly.
have your
Exactly.
partner
Yep.
be on board with you or like make you feel better. I felt so bad till this day. And I don't know if you know that I'm talking about him, but I'm sorry.
The way you say you know.
But
Yo. And
that's
you're
what
sorry,
happened
so you
when,
get it.
yeah, that's what happened when there's a lot of toxic energy around what's going on. But
Yeah,
anyway, it's
so
just to make the point of like, generally when we do things, we don't necessarily think about how
mhm.
men
Actually,
are
yeah.
taking it.
Let's
And
just talk about us, wine. So I don't know how
mhm,
other female thinks.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That's true. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a general thing. We do not
Yeah,
think
it
about
is
men's
though.
feeling.
Most likely, probably
Yeah.
like 50%, if I'm not
Because
doing too
see,
much.
there's something that we even
Because some
say
other
as
females are just petty.
females. There's something that we even say as females. We said that we would not deal with a whiny man, like a man
Yes.
who's just like who's
Nye,
spending his
nye, nye,
entire time
nye.
like whining about his feelings or whatever. But
Mind
it's
you, I
not
do
good,
that a lot.
actually. It's actually toxic. It's not a good thing for us to be
Yeah.
thinking that they cannot
Hmm.
express
It's
how
not
they
good at
feel.
all. Yes. And I do that all the time. Like after work, if my boyfriend, but not if, when he calls, I'm like, oh my God, here's what happened. It's, and then like I'm always whining over things at work or like life in
Mm-hmm.
general. And then what he does, I mean, he will listen eventually. Let's say if I talk about it today, and then let's say next week, he's gonna make throw jokes and be like, just like imitate my voice and be like,
Mm.
oh my God, you always do this, and that. So now that you mention it, I'm like, see, we're always whining. I mean, I do
Mm.
that a lot. I don't know about others, but I do that a lot. And then I wouldn't want that. See, I just said it. I just said it. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
I just
You
said
know.
it.
Yeah.
See?
And
Mm-mm.
that's it. That's the thing. So I really hope. I really wish that this episode is going to touch someone's heart, and that they will
Yes,
be willing to come on here and
please.
explain to us
Because I got
how do
questions, a
we
lot of
feel.
questions.
This is actually genuine, guys. It's not even like
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to be funny or we're just trying to have someone here to talk, but we actually want to
True.
understand in order to
I do
like
for a
better
fact.
our relationships in general with
Mm-hmm.
either our friends, our brothers, our boyfriends. We genuinely want to have someone who can tell us what are we doing wrong and what do you
Mm-hmm.
think women should do in order to like make men understand that, hey,
Mm-hmm.
we know you have feelings, we value
Mm-hmm.
it, and we will
Mm-hmm.
be listening.
Yep.
So
Yep.
please,
Yep.
I hope someone is going to be coming on that
I hope so
podcast.
too. And for us women, let's take accountability. Come on now.
It's time.
Let's take
It is
accountability
time.
of, things that one
It's
said it's
time.
time.
After you listen to that podcast, you should go to your boyfriend or your husband or your fiance and be like, I'm sorry. Just I'm
Yo,
sorry. I'm not
listen.
going to go into details, but I'm
I
sorry.
feel
And
that's
give
why
him a
see
big warm hug.
I feel like okay, I feel like you were just pointed out to me. I mean, like I hope the females out there, our ladies, I hope you're gonna, take the
Gonna do
whatever
that.
wine just say, taking the
Mm-hmm.
most positive way, not that I mean, that
Yeah.
just
If you don't want to go into
listen, take
details, just say I'm
accountability.
sorry and give him
Yeah.
a big hug. If you don't have anything to do, like literally cook him a meal, do something nice for him,
Yeah, or don't
buy
do
him a little
anything.
gift or anything, and then just make him feel like
Make
you
him
see him.
laugh.
Make him
Yeah.
feel seen.
Mhm.
Make his feelings feel matter, like make him feel like
Mhm.
he matters to you, because sometimes we usually tend to be the ones always asking like, what do we want our boyfriends to do, what do we want our partners to do, what do we
Yes.
want, what do we
Mhm.
want, like during, let's say, Valentine's Day or birthday, we are like, I want that, I want you to do this,
Yep.
I want you to do this. But then at the end of the day, we don't think about what they want.
Yeah, we should
Yeah, we can
ask them. Start and
sometimes we
ask
give
them.
like, sometimes we just give like gifts, like, okay, yeah, I know he likes watches, okay, fine, I'll give him
Mhm.
a watch. But we don't necessarily think about like, what does he want? Maybe he doesn't want
What?
to watch, maybe he just wants a
That
massage,
just,
or maybe he
yeah,
wants
that,
a fresh
exactly.
cooked meal. So
That,
let's
that
try to
just
do
remind
better,
me of
ladies.
that just remind me, I don't know which episode. Probably when we were talking about relationship and stuff, and then oh no, the one we had with our guest,
Mm,
Mr. Vaughn,
mm,
and then oh, we were talking about gifts.
yeah.
And then we said something about not taking the gift that we don't like.
Mm.
So
So
I don't know, I just thought about that and I started laughing. Like, yeah,
let's
I
do
mean,
better, ladies.
men's have feeling too. The same way they
Mm-hmm.
will ask us what we want for dinner, what we want to eat, if we want to go out. We should, start asking them the same things, what they want for their
Exactly.
birthdays, and then yeah, what kind of watch or whatever one just said. Just start asking. No,
Yeah,
this.
just make them feel seen, heard,
Yeah,
and that's it.
we're not
So,
supposed to just force them to
mm-hmm.
like whatever we give to them.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
the truth is,
we could be.
they will always, because men are easy. You can get him a pair of socks and he'll be fine. But
Yeah.
try to
Mhm.
dig a little deeper and try to get
Yep.
to know your man better and
Mhm.
do better things. So,
Yep.
well, in hope that someone is going to come with us on a different podcast, we appreciate you all. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you so much for listening to today's episode. We hope you guys like it as much as we loved to record it.
Mm-hmm.
So, as always, you can give us your point of views on comments or in the little section box on the episode. We're going to put a poll asking if men's feelings matter or no. And
Man's
like you
feelings
guys
matter.
know already, we're available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, completely free. Just follow us to be sure that every time that we drop a new episode, you get a notification. And
Mm-hmm.
us, we'll see you in the next episode. Peach, do you want to say something?
Nope, I'm done. Done. We're
Okay,
done here.
guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.